Does your cast iron look like this? Well, stay tuned. So this cast iron griddle has definitely seen some better days. So we used it all last camping season and it was amazing. But after putting it in the garage and it's sitting all winter long, I pulled it out and it's a hot, rusty mess. So today I'm going to show you the process of restoring your cast iron through stripping, cleaning, and seasoning. You know, when you know how to treat and take care and season your cast iron, it will last you forever and it will be one of your most favorite things to cook on. So hi, if we haven't met yet, I'm Holly with Let's Go Now Adventures, and our channel is about all things camping. And you know, whether you tent camp or RV camp, our goal is to just help you have a great camping experience. So today we're going to talk about cast iron. So let's get started. We're going to take this rusty cast iron skillet and make it new. So now keep in mind, there are a million different ways on how to restore, clean, and season your cast iron. But the way I'm going to show you today has always worked for me. Okay, so now we're going to start the stripping process. I've got my plastic bucket and we're going to put our cast iron skillet in there and then cover it with just some good old-fashioned apple cider vinegar. Now this process can take anywhere from an hour up to 3 days. It just kind of depends on how much rust you have on your cast iron. Now this did take a beating this winter, but I would say it's not too bad. So I'm thinking it's probably going to take a couple hours, so we'll just have to see. Let's get it covered up. Now you'll know that it's starting to work when it starts foaming on the surface, so we do want to watch for that. Now one thing to remember is as you're stripping the rust away, not only does it strip the rust, but it will strip everything. And that's why it's so important that after we get the rust off and we clean it really good, we do a good seasoning on it. Let's get started. That's a little bit too small. I don't think it's gonna work. Let's get a bigger one. Okay, this should work. Okay, here we go. Apple cider vinegar, do your thing. Okay, let's wait and see how this does the trick. Okay, so I just wanted to show you an update. Now we've only been soaking for about 20 minutes, but as I lift it up, you can see, look at that rust coming off. So this is really working well. So, let's get it soaking some more. Okay, so we've been in the vinegar for an hour. So what you want to do is just take it out and test it. So, oh, look at that wipe off. Isn't that amazing? So basically, look at that rust. It's just wiping all the way off. So I think we can go on to step number 2, which is the cleaning. Look, that rust is completely off. With a little bit of scrubbing, it'll be gone. Okay, I'm impressed. Now let's move on to step number 2, and that's the cleaning process. We're gonna dump this vinegar out, fill it up with some warm soapy water, and a little bit of baking soda. The baking soda is going to help neutralize the vinegar that was on it. Okay, so we've got a little bit of water in there. We'll add a tiny bit of soap, and then for the baking soda, and this will help to neutralize that vinegar. And we're just going to use a little bit of elbow grease. Okay, now the reason I waited to clean it after the stripping process is because the vinegar helped to loosen some of that grime that was built up. And this is just coming off so beautifully. Boy, the water is black. But it's all coming off. That vinegar really helps to loosen it all up. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna rinse it off really good, dry it with a paper towel, and we're going to go upstairs, put it in the oven at 350 for 10 to 15 minutes. What we wanna do is we wanna make sure that this cast iron griddle is completely dry before we go ahead and season it. Okay, so it just finished drying. Now we're going to start the seasoning process. Now, you can use any type of oil, vegetable oil, olive oil. I know flaxseed oil works really, really well. We're just using a generic olive oil. Seems to do the trick for me. So we want to do a generous amount of oil and coat it really well all over. Once we coat it really well, we're going to just slightly wipe it off so you only have a thin layer over the skillet before we put it back in the oven. And then we're going to have it in the oven for an hour at 500. That's going to bake in that seasoning. So after we do that, I'm probably going to repeat this process, 3 or 4 more times of lightly oiling it and then putting it back in the oven for an hour. What this will do, not only will it help season it just a little bit better, but it will help to ensure that it's definitely non-stick. You want to make sure you get all over the edges, the sides, the handle. Really let that soak in. Okay, there's quite a generous coating on there. So what I'm going to do is take some more paper towels and just gently wipe that off. Before we put it in the oven to actually season it, you only want just a very light coating. Okay, we are ready to go back to the kitchen and into the oven at 500 for an hour to start the first seasoning of this griddle. Okay, so I just finished the seasoning process. Now, it did take me a while because I did repeat it 4 times. It's all about having a good seasoned cast iron griddle plus the non-stick qualities make this amazing. This griddle is going to provide for many wonderful camping meals this summer. So if you like this video, give me a big thumbs up. I would also love to have you subscribe to our channel. Oh, and check out our brand new Facebook group called Adventures Campfire Connection. So thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you on the next adventure.